Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Royal K Snap. For today's video, we'll be showcasing a deck which I have been using in my free time when not working on a showcase to rank basically. This deck took me from rank 71 Vibranium to 81 Omega in a matter of a few days, just give or take a few days, right? But this was before stupid locations in my opinion, like Rickety Bridge. Very stupid location. I hate that location. So let's get straight into the video and let's get straight into the key cards. Apologies. So we have Goose. Goose is a really good card. It's a really good control card, right? Ongoing, nobody can play cards that cost 4, 5, or 6 at this location. Goose is a good card to block off high cost decks basically, and is a way of trying to secure your win, because most of the cards you run are 3 cost and below, except Captain Marvel and Spectrum. So it's, in most cases, it's a guaranteed win if you add with the Spectrum, or if Captain Marvel at the end of turn 6, you're not winning that location, she flies straight into the location, usually to win in most cases. Then we also have Cosmo. I feel we need to talk a bit about Cosmo, because Cosmo is a good counter for the deck and is a good counter against other decks. Cosmo can literally ruin this deck in particular with the Spectrum play, especially if you need Spectrum, and Cosmo's location is the only place you can play Spectrum. You've lost, just retreat. So let's talk about Cosmo for a bit. I've had a good number of plays where I messed up a bit. I forget Cosmo is at the location and I put Spectrum in that location. Obviously, you know what's happening next. There's a loss. Then I realized, oh shit, I shouldn't have played at that location before. But then, thankfully, Captain Marvel can help correct my mistake at the end of turn 6. So for Cosmo is a really good card. Ongoing unreveal abilities won't happen at this location. Cosmo is a good counter to Surfer decks, to unreveal decks, to Odin, to Jubilee, to Doom, really to a lot of decks out there. It's a really good counter to Wong decks as well. I faced a lot of people where the moment they see Cosmo at a location that they were planning on playing, they instantly quit. Or some people, right, where I just wait out, I play my Cosmo at turn 5 or turn 6, and they're like, what? And they instantly retreat. It's a really funny play with the Cosmo. So it's one that I like the most. So yeah, talk about another key card which I see is Kingpin. Kingpin is, you could say it's not necessary for the deck, but for me it's necessary for the deck, because when a card moves here on turn 6, destroy it. For some reason I've been facing quite a lot of move decks even at pool 3, which I think is weird, right? Because move decks at pool 3 are good, but they're very hard to set up, and so because of that, it can be quite inconsistent. And I've been seeing quite a lot of move decks, so I was like, let me just put Kingpin inside here, and he has been working really great for me since he has been on the location against the right deck, right? Kingpin is also good at locations like New York. You know, at New York, at turn 6, you can move cards to this location. You put Kingpin at that location, any card that is moved there gets destroyed. Now against move decks, you play Kingpin either at the left or in the middle. So whenever they play Heimdall, any card that moves gets destroyed, basically. And usually against someone who knows what Kingpin does, right? As a move deck player, you should know what Kingpin does. I've faced quite a good number of move deck players where immediately they see a Kingpin at turn 4 or turn 6. At turn 4, I mean, they quit. Basically, they retreat. And understandable, it basically disables their entire play with Heimdall. Now, another key card, obviously, is Captain Marvel. At the end of the game, move to a location that wins you the game if possible. Captain Marvel is what I like to call a corrective card. She corrects your mistakes. Basically, she has corrected a lot of my mistakes that I kind of made halfway in the game. Or sometimes I play knowing that she moves to a specific location. So, for example, I put 2 cards in one location. I stop playing cards in that location. My opponent dumps all of his cards in that location. I look and I tell myself, at turn 6, if Captain Marvel adds a 6 power to that location, why win or not? If I win, I leave that location alone and I wait till turn 6 for her to do whatever she wants to do. Or if I know I'm losing, I just fill it up with whatever I can to try and secure the win. So, and Captain Marvel really does get kind of cocked by a few cards. Then there's sometimes where it feels like she's quite inconsistent. Now, I want to talk about a really good instance with this deck in particular, which is with the Ant-Man. Now, Ant-Man, ongoing if you have 3 other cards here plus 3 power. Now, from my experience, Captain Marvel does not take into account his ongoing ability. Now, I don't know if it's just from my side. If someone can help me find that out as well, I would like to know. So, let's give an instance where your opponent has 17 power at his location and you have 10. In your side, you have 3 cards, right? You have Ant-Man and 2 other cards. Now, if Captain Marvel, normally if you play Captain Marvel with 6 power card, there, that's 10 plus 6, 16, plus Ant-Man's ongoing ability 3, 19. So that's a 17 to a 19. But Captain Marvel does not take into account his ongoing ability. So meaning, assuming at the end of turn 6 you could have won that location if Captain Marvel moved there, she wouldn't have moved to that location because at base it should have been a 17-16. I hope that is really clear. And there are also quite a few number of interactions as well that I noticed while playing Captain Marvel, which may not want a lot of people play this deck, but give it a go and see how it works for you. Now we have Spectrum. Spectrum on reveal, give your ongoing cards plus 2 power. It's as simple as it says. That's all I have to say for Spectrum. Just remember, don't mess up like I do with Cosmo plus Spectrum. Just don't mess up. Now, without further ado, let's go straight into the showcase.
This just in.